9:30. Since 2010, 2/3 of fired San Antonio police officers won their job back through arbitration. Now a new KSAT Defenders investigative series is digging into misconduct and disciplinary procedures within SAPD.
It's called Broken Blue. The one-hour investigative special will air this weekend right here on KSAT 12. Dylan Collier and Tim Gerber join us in the studio for a debrief. Thank you guys for coming in so early.
Good morning
for having us.
We don't see you very often. We get to see you again.
Yeah, right. All right, guys, tell us more about what the show's about. We kind of touched on the surface there.
And we've done a lot of reporting on this. Tim was saying at least the past 5 years. I've done it just as long, but we've never really put it all together and asked the question, why do a majority of officers that are fired by the San Antonio Police Department end up back working for that same force within a few years?
In this hour-long special, I think viewers, once they watch it, will get a sense. I mean, we've done a good job of highlighting these cases when officers get in trouble and they're indefinitely suspended, which basically means they've been fired. How they get their jobs back, what is the process, and what are the things within the contract that allow that to happen?
And this isn't just recent stuff. I mean, this goes back years.
Yes.
This is a culmination of a lot of research and work.
And I think if folks have lived in San Antonio for 7, 8 years or longer, they'll recognize all of these cases. We go as far back as Michael Garza, which was a very controversial on-duty police shooting that involved the death of another person and a passenger in Garza's car nearly dying from gunshot wounds, and him getting his job back 3 years later, and he continues to work for the police department.
And that was really what started us here at KSAT looking at these cases of discipline issues within the police department. So 5 years ago, we did a series about officer-involved shootings, which kind of got us to look into this issue a little deeper. So at least 5 years worth of reporting is wrapped up in this.
Fascinating.
Guys, does this just involve San Antonio?
We look nationwide. We focus on the San Antonio Police Department and ask why SAPD, more than any other major department, has such a high percentage of officers being reinstated. But we bring in some national studies. We have a major incident in the Austin Police Department, and we sort of take a big picture look at, are there protections in place for officers, union protections that allow some of these folks to remain on department when maybe they shouldn't be on the department anymore.
And what we found is that this is not unique to San Antonio. While our numbers are higher for officers who get their jobs back after being fired, they go through the arbitration process. More of them get returned to duty here in San Antonio. But on a national level, this is something that police departments across the country are dealing with.
All right, so for both of you, you start, Dylan. What do you think will surprise the viewers most, in your opinion?
Well, I think you're looking at some of the footage of the case right there. Officer Matthew Luckhurst, who gave an excrement-filled sandwich, left it next to a homeless person a few years ago right here downtown. He was able to win back his job for this incident right here on a small technicality. They were unable to prove when the incident itself had taken place, so he had an attorney who was able to argue that that incident was outside of the window that they were allowed to discipline him within, and for that reason and that reason alone, he was able to gain reinstatement.
I don't know that there's anything particularly shocking. Like we said, we've seen all of these stories before. We've highlighted these cases, but to see them all together and just the process around it and how they get their jobs back, I think that will be most eye-opening to the viewers. I mean, it's shocking anytime a police officer does something outside of the rules of the organization, or if they break the law or they abuse their power. That's shocking, but it's just an interesting look at the whole issue.
And how they can get reinstated. I mean, that's kind of the whole real focus on it.
And what happens to those officers once they get their jobs back? Some of them don't go back out on patrol. They end up in an office somewhere.
All right, so the culmination of your efforts airs Sunday night, 9 o'clock, right here on KSAT.
Just before the night beat.
Online as well.
Which they can watch you right afterwards on the night beat. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Dylan, Tim, thank you guys.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.